Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the season finale. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, they show us 4 months ago, okay, and everything that's happened this season. In the next scene, Garcelle has borrowed Patrick for the evening, honey. Shows who's closest to Kathy, okay? Because, you know, Patrick was over there working with Kathy and whatnot. And she's throwing a Birkin party. So she was like, I just am so fascinated with the love of Birkins, but I just can't wrap my head around spending that much money on a bag. I don't know about that. For me, Birkins aren't that great. I may be in the minority, honey. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a shoe girl and not a bag girl. I don't know. But it just looks like a regular bag to me. I don't know, just a bag that comes in different colors. Like the price tag is that of a small car. Now, maybe I might be thinking, poor people thoughts. But for me, $42,000 for a purse? Child, please. I know people are saying you can, make the money back. You can save it. It appreciates in value in the future. You can sell it when your house goes into foreclosure or whatever they saying, child. But for me, oh my goodness, child, that's a lot of money. Anywho, let's move on. Moving forward. So one of Garcelle's friends owns a store on Melrose, so she thought it would be fun to have a Birkins and Bubbles party. And baby, that's one way to get the heifers to your house, okay? So while she's setting up for that, Kyle is setting up for her own event. So Kyle is also hosting an event for the Princess Grace Foundation, and it's named after Grace Kelly, the Princess of Monaco. They're doing this for their U.S. luxury brand. Baby, the Princess of Monaco is the theme, seems like, for the first half of the episode, because it's a Birkin named after her, and then you have Kyle over here doing the event. It's just a lot going on. Back at Garcelle's, she's sashaying down in her Burberry-esque jumper, and so Cherie arrives. I'm sure she arrives first. Cherie, come on in, honey, and take a look at the real bags of it all, because, child, they say Cherie like to sell the fakes. I'm just saying. Allegedly, child, because I don't want no problems. So shortly after that, Rena in her club dress, they arrive. Hey girl, Rena, what are you wearing in the middle of the day? What are you wearing, honey? This is an after 5 dress. Well, why do you have this on? Child, she gonna get it wrong every single time if she don't do nothing else. So then Sutton arrives and she's promising Patrick that there will be no threats for the evening. Because y'all remember last time Patrick was serving, Erikah was at the table. Or what? Or what? Baby, that was the season, the end of all seasons. Do y'all hear me? So anyway, she's promising him that ain't gonna be no foolishness. So then Crystal and Kyle, they arrive. So child, Kyle spots Sutton with this Birkin, loses her mind. Honey runs up on Sutton. Sutton is like, put your white gloves on. Child, you can't even touch the Birkins without the white gloves on. Baby, this is something serious. And y'all know Kyle, she's a sucker for a bag. So Kyle and Sutton, they almost tussle. But everything is everything. So Kyle is seeing Rena for the first time, right? And she's like, yeah, it's awkward since the whole thing happened with her and Kathy. It wouldn't be awkward for me because I would have let her know, you don't come in between me and my sister. Whatever it is you feel like you think you want to say, don't say it. Whatever you feeling, feel it to yourself. If you shook, stay shooketh. Just don't bring your ass over here interfering with me and my sister. That's what I would have to let Rena know because, it's only one way to stop a bully dead in their tracks. You got to hit them square in the eye. Okay. And I'm not talking about physically. You got to let Rena know she will not stop unless you put her in her place, i.e. when Kim brought back that bunny that had that bad energy. See, Kim knew all along, honey. She knew all along that Rena could not be trusted. Rena gave that single tear. Y'all remember that? That's before she had, really got in her face as tight as her face could be. And she had that one single tear. Child, I ain't gonna never forget that reunion. Moving forward. So Kyle is telling the ladies that she's going to have diamonds at the party that they can wear because they're collaborating with this diamond vendor. And they're going to let them borrow millions of dollars worth of diamonds. Meanwhile, Patrick is over there getting his flirt on with Sutton's assistant. So Garcelle is eyeing this yellow Birkin because, that's her favorite color and whatnot. It's only $13,000, which I guess is a steal compared to how much the other ones cost. So they're all chanting, get the bag, get the bag. So she finally succumbs to the Birkin peer pressure of it all, and she gets it. Over on the other side, Kyle and Garcelle, they're talking about, their kids. And so Kyle is telling her that Kathy came over to apologize to her. And Garcelle was like, well, apologize for what? Like, what happened? You can tell there's something going on between Kyle and Rena because normally they're all up each other's behinds. Rena is sitting outside eating her plate like she can't eat indoors, honey. I don't know what's happening. She's avoiding Kyle at all cost. So Garcelle is wondering, what was Kathy apologizing for? So Kyle is filling her in on what happened in Aspen. So Garcelle asked if Rena knew that she apologized. Now, what confused me is I'm like, I thought you just said you were unaware of what happened. So why would you want to know if Rena knew that she apologized to Kyle? So did you know about what happened, or did you only know about Rena's part? I don't know, child. That confused me. Anywho, Kyle tells her, that she came over and Rena told her sister that she needed to get some help. Garcelle's face is me. Because who is Rena to diagnose anybody? If we're going to talk about who needs help, aka a straitjacket, we go definitely all the way beelining for her and her 1980s dude. Honey, it will be you all day long. So Garcelle was like, listen, there are 5 girls in my family and it's bound to be some drama. So if Kyle wants to sweep it under the rug, then Rena needs to butt out. I agree. Rena has too much time on her hands. She needs to focus on healing her own self instead of interfering in somebody else's family dynamic. Moving forward. Kyle is like, well, I can't go through that drama again because when we fight, I can't see my nieces and my nephews. She's like, Paris and Nikki are like little sisters to me. Kyle, I know you do the splits and whatnot, but baby, Paris and Nikki are like your nieces. You are much older than Paris and Nikki. Child, not them being your little sisters. I'm not about to play. Moving forward. So then they're all sitting around, right? And then we find out that Dorit didn't come because it was her son's birthday. Erikah sent a text saying she can't come because she's dealing with personal stuff. Crystal tells Garcelle, she's like, oh, girl, Diana called me on the way here and she said to tell you that she's sorry, but she can't make it because her baby is sick. Yeah, sure. Why couldn't she call Garcelle herself? She does have her number. She has traveled to her home before, so I'm sure they had to talk. Like, why she couldn't call Garcelle? It amazes me, and maybe this is just me, it amazes me how they will miss an event that Garcelle is throwing in a minute. But let it be one of them. Everybody showing up. Every single person without fail. But as soon as Garcelle puts something together, it's like, oh, I ain't going to be able to come. I can't find my shoes. My Birkin didn't come in time. It's always something. It's always something. So Sutton brings up what happened on Bumble. She's like, oh, Garcelle, girl, let me warn you. Okay, so I was on Bumble. I was talking to this dude. The phone went dead. Then I tried to message him only to find out I was blocked. So she thinks that he got caught by his wife or his girlfriend. See, this is why the dating apps are not for me. There is no way. There is absolutely no way that I'm going to be playing around with you on these dating apps and then your girlfriend and or wife comes in and no, I'm good. So as they're sitting there, Garcelle goes, Rena, Kyle told me you saw Kathy. I was like, ooh, honey. Garcelle, why would you bring that up? But then I realized that it made Rena uncomfortable. And so it was good for me to see. So let's get into it. So she's like, yeah, I did. I mean, it was, it was good. It was a good thing. Girl, we all know you lying. Okay. Wasn't nothing good about that exchange between you and Kathy. So she asked Kyle, she's like, well, Kyle, how do you feel? So Kyle's like, listen, I felt better because she apologized. So Rena was like, well, what did you know about the whole thing, Garcelle? And Garcelle said, well, she texted me at 12 o'clock. Here go Rena. She texted me at 12:53 because I had gone to bed. Child, not the exact time, down to the minutes. So she goes, yeah, I locked myself in the bedroom. Garcelle said, why? Honey, that's what I was trying to figure out. Girl, not you locking yourself in the bedroom. You should be afraid of your own shadow, okay? Because you give boogeyman all day long. And she said, I was shook. I was really shook by the behavior going on. I am so sick of Rena talking and over exaggerating every single thing. It is so over the top for no reason. Garcelle said, you felt scared enough to lock yourself in your room? She's like, oh yes, I did. If Rena said shook one more time through this episode, I was going to lose my mind. So Kyle wants her to just accept the apology and move on, honey, as she should, girl. If she was saying all this about everybody else and she spared you and Garcelle, as you stated earlier in a previous episode, then why are you so shook? Let it go. She's like, but Rena is like a dog with a bone. So they show Rena saying shook an obscene amount of times. If I never hear the word shook again, it will be too soon. So Kyle was like, I just feel like she's more upset that she had to witness what was going on than she is about what was said about me. Well, of course. You didn't think she actually cared about you, did you? Oh, Kyle, honey, don't be silly. So Kyle tries to brush on past it, right? Here goes Rena. No, I feel like y'all need to deal with it. I feel like she needs to get some help. So Kyle was like, listen, I'm uncomfortable with this conversation. She apologized, so I'm just going to have to move on. What more does she want Kathy to do is my question. Also, why in the world does Rena care so much about their sisterly relationship? Why? So Kyle gets up and walks away. And Rena in her short dress, they go over and ask if she's okay. Rena, she's already stated that she's uncomfortable about the conversation. You get up to continue said conversation. Go sit down. Take you and your big boots and have a seat. The woman doesn't want to talk about it. You just steady keeping up mess. So she gets up and walks away and she's like, are you okay? What do you think? Do you think she's okay? So she's like, I don't want to be talking about this, but I just hope that Kathy gets the help she needs. Kyle, this is when you pipe up and say, my sister does not need help. Did you need help after all the insane outbursts you've had on camera? Kyle, this is the time for you to defend your sister. Just put your foot down, honey. It's going to be fine. She's like, I just pray that she sees this and just ask how she can grow from it. Rena, shut up. You are such a hypocrite. Just be quiet. In the next scene, it's the night of Kyle's event, right? And everyone is free, okay? Everyone's able to attend, even Diana. Anyway, so everybody's free and they're all getting ready, right? Child, Kyle and these dogs, oh, they're so gross. They're walking all over the bed and they've been outside and they got, That's just a side note. So in the car on the way to the event, right? Crystal is telling her brother, what the purpose of the event is. Her brother is so cute. I was like, oh, her brother is a cutie. So anyway, she telling him about the party and what the event is going to consist of. So she told them that they could buy the jewelry if they wanted to buy it. And Rob gonna say, how about a grill? Child, not Rob on his Nelly. Smile for me, daddy. Let me see your grill. You want to see my what? Okay, Rob. Child, not him being on his St. Lunatics, honey. Not them in the car wanting to purchase grills at this black tie event. Child, this is a mess. Y'all need to hit up the mall kiosk in the hood. They got all the grills you ever want to buy. Honey, that's where you need to hit up. That's what you need to do. Child, Rob cooler than I thought. Not a grill. So anywho, over in the other car with double toil and trouble, honey, because it's spooky season. And these two are the witches of West Hollywood. So over in the other car with double toil and trouble, Rena is telling Erikah the press has leaked info and Kathy is trying to kill it by sending cease and desist. She's like, but it's a known fact. The amount of sick joy on Rena's face knowing Kathy's name is in the press, and it's not known, okay? It's not known at all. We wouldn't have known anything unless y'all leaked it. Let's just keep it real. So you in the car telling Erikah, it's a known fact. No, it's not. We would not have known anything about you heifers up in Aspen. So they show the blogs talking about it, right? And so Rena is like, that's why I got the silence is golden text. But guess what? I'm not that person. You're that person. Well, honey, we know that. You love controversy, especially when it involves throwing somebody else under the bus. So she's in the car telling Erikah that, she shook and she's never saw a person behave like that in her life. Rena, give me a break. You're in the car with not only yourself, okay? Have you seen you? Not only are you in the car with yourself, but also Erikah. You've seen and done much worse. Kyle, if I saw you dealing with Rena in any capacity after hearing what she's saying in this car, and you were my sister, I would never deal with you again, because clearly you've chosen your side and you need to stay on it. There is no way that you can go back to the relationship that you and Rena once had. Absolutely not. Now you pulled that mess with Kim and went right on back over there with Rena. Let's just hope that you don't do that this time. Meanwhile, Kyle is at home dripping in borrowed diamonds. Baby, Beverly Hills is the city of smoke and mirrors. Do y'all hear me? Rented clothes, borrowed diamonds. Child is giving big city lights, honey, and give it back at the end of the night. I would have never thought when I was younger, before reality TV was out and I would see these stars and they were having all these diamonds and expensive things. I would always think, oh my gosh, they're so rich. But now, as a 40-year-old woman, I'm sitting here looking like, girl, not to borrow diamonds. So the event is underway, right? People are starting to arrive. Little Lizard arrives. Hey, Little Lizard. Diana Jenkins. Honey, because hopefully I don't have to say her name next season. So the producers asked Diana why she chose not to wear the diamonds. She basically said that she is already wearing 7 carats and she's no Bugs Bunny. And that's just that on that. Moving forward. So Sutton and Cherie and Garcelle, they're pulling up, and Sutton, for some odd reason, is sharing the history of when Kyle's house was built. I'm like, ma'am, don't nobody care about her house being built in the 1800s. So the evil stepsisters arrive. Hey, Evil and Evelina. So Kyle is at the bar talking about what's going on between Kyle and Kathy. And Rena, she's talking to Crystal. So Crystal is like, well, I mean, this is between the two of you, and it should be handled between the two of you. That's what we all see. So Kyle goes, but do we need to go to the blogs about it? So then we see fellow YouTuber Kempire talking about the Aspen trip. Shout out to Kempire. And we see a glimpse of, what the blogs are saying about all things Aspen. So Kyle was saying, that it was leaked to the press and they all heard about it. But Erikah and Rena were the most upset about it. Of course, because Erikah feels like when it's her, it's talked about. But not when it's Kathy. The difference is Kathy apologized and she's actually likable. That's the difference. So we can just let it go and everything's hunky-dory, pun intended. But with Erikah, it's like, girl, figure out if it's snowing in Pasadena, honey. I really don't care what you're talking about. It'll never be the same. Moving forward. So Kyle tells Crystal, that the two of them don't get to decide when someone needs to be forgiven. She's like, listen, if they care about you, then they would just drop it. Kyle, I'm just going to say this. I'm kind of side-eyeing you, though, because you want them to drop it so you can continue to be friends with them. Like, why would you want to continue to be friends with people that clearly want to destroy your sister? Are you that hard up for friends? This is the time to draw a line in the sand. So Erikah goes straight to the bar. Here she is. I'm not supposed to be drinking, but that isn't going to work tonight. Well, we know you're all about breaking the rules, so that's nothing new. So the MC is telling them, the purpose of the event and the purpose of them being there. And then they all go sit down for dinner. So Rena and Erikah are seated next to each other. And Kyle is over there sitting next to Garcelle, as she should have always been. Because the exchange between Garcelle and Kyle was a great one. Garcelle was giving it to a straight no chaser so that Kyle could understand. Because, a lot of times people say what they think Kyle wants to hear. But Garcelle was saying what she needed to hear. Here we go. So they over there talking, right? And so Kyle asked Garcelle if she'd spoken to Kathy. She was like, yeah, I talked to her today. So she was like, she was upset because people are, running with the story that doesn't make her look good. So in the confessional, Garcelle was like, Kathy is pissed that Rena made her apologize for this mess. And it may actually hurt Kyle and her's relationship. That's Rena's desired result. She wants them to have problems. Like you said later on in the episode, Garcelle, this is her agenda. So Kyle is telling her, Kathy apologized to the both of them. And Garcelle is like, for what? Why did she apologize to Rena? Child, that's what I wanted to know. So she's saying Erikah's name, and immediately Erikah perked up because she could tell that they were talking about her, right? She was like, yeah, Erikah and Rena, they were really hurt that she was talking about me. Kyle, if you believe that, I don't know what to tell you. That is so far from the truth. It's laughable. They don't care anything about her talking about you. So Garcelle said, your friends don't seem to care about you because if they did, they would let it go. Please tell her again. Say it louder so that Erikah and Rena can actually hear it clearly. So Erikah is down there whispering to Rena, Garcelle and Kyle, they're coming for me. Here go Rena. Oh, me too. Oh, they're coming for me as well. As they should. Okay? You being nosy because you're not right. Don't worry about what's going on over there. So Garcelle is telling Kyle, I feel like it's to distract from Erikah because now we're not talking about Erikah. We're talking about Kathy. This is the realest that Garcelle has ever laid it out. If Make It Plain were a person, it would be Garcelle Bouvet. Baby, she is letting Kyle know what it is. Do y'all hear me? So Kyle is like, well, we can't really talk about it because they're watching me. Oh, baby, they definitely watching you. So they all get up and go by the heaters, right? Because it's now 62 degrees. It's February. It's getting a little bit chilly. So Garcelle is telling Sutton before the ladies come over. She's like, I want to find out why Kathy had to apologize to Rena. So as soon as they all sit down, Garcelle says, I want to find out what happened in Aspen because I didn't go to the club, so I don't know what happened. Like, what are you so offended about that you needed an apology? So Rena goes, I don't need anything from Kathy. Oh, but you did though, especially with you being so shook and all. You said you needed an apology and you got one. Moving forward. So Garcelle said, well, if she apologized, shouldn't we just let it go? Rena said, who? Who should let it go? Who are you talking to? There is no way in hell. When I tell y'all no way in hell that I would let Rena speak to me in that condescending tone, it is absolutely no way. Garcelle has great restraint. She really does. But Garcelle didn't back down though. She said, I'm talking to you two, I guess. Honey, I know that's right. So she's like, why do you have an attitude? I sense an attitude with you. And I'm like, why? Rena, you must not know what an attitude is. That was definitely a line of questioning, but attitude it was not. You can't stand to be challenged by the black woman and you ain't fooling me. Okay, attitude? What's with the subtle net rolling? Why do you have an attitude? Why is it that Erikah, Dorit, Diana can call Sutton to see you next Tuesday, Kyle can say whatever, and nobody blinks? But Garcelle asks a question in a very calm tone and she has an attitude. Rena, you're disgusting, okay? And the microaggressions just jump out, which leads me back to last reunion where I know you said exactly what Garcelle said you said about her bringing race into your franchise. And you not fooling me. You didn't fool me then. But I definitely know you said it after listening to you sit here and say this. Why do you have an attitude? Girl, shut up. So Garcelle calls it out and she's like, well, now we're talking about Kathy and we're not talking about Erikah. Call it out, Garcelle, honey. Hold them all accountable. This is how you clear the girls, okay? Outside of the confessional. Kyle and Dorit, honey, take notes. Moving forward. The look on Erikah Jane's face when Garcelle said that. Ooh, it was good to me. So Rena is like, well, let's talk about Erikah. Let's talk about her. Here go, Erikah. I just feel like Kathy needs to own her stuff just like I did. When have you ever owned anything? Girl gone. So Rena's like, well, it's not either of our fault. It's, your sister's behavior. And you are relishing in the fact that you feel you have something to hang over her head. Let's just be for real, Rena. So Kyle goes, well, I feel like we have to let it go. Like I want everybody at my daughter's wedding. So Rena goes, well, we can't just sweep it under the carpet like it didn't happen. Haven't y'all been doing that for 2 seasons with Erikah? But now it's time to make sure we resolve it. Girl, please be quiet. Please, honey. Just hush. So Garcelle goes, she can if she wants to. If she want to sweep it under the rug, she can do that. Exactly. It is her sister, not yours. Where is your sister? Where? Do you even have siblings? I think you have one sister. Where is she? She probably don't even speak to you because you seem like the type of family member that's toxic and doesn't get invited to holidays. Moving forward. So here go Rena with the dramatics. She's like, I'd get sick and I would get cancer if I didn't express this. Rena, you freaking dimwit. You will not get sick with cancer if you don't gossip. Okay? And for the love of God, for you to use something so serious to try to prove a point is just asinine. It just doesn't make any sense to me. You need to add this to your list of reasons why you need to be fired. And for those people who are suffering from cancer, this was just ridiculous for you to say this. Like some things you say, you really don't think before you speak. She's like, I'll get sick and die because it's that vile. Child, okay. She goes, she was saying things to me that can ruin people's lives forever. What was she saying? What were the things? Because all I heard you say was she said Dorit was a moron, honey, that's debatable, and Crystal should be fired. And that's also up for debate. And what else is going on? What else do you got? Nothing? Oh, okay, I ain't think so. So she's like, does anyone know what happened back at the house? Garcelle, do you know? Do you know? How about you, Dorit? Do you know? So she going around the room surveying the girls, right? Sutton is like, nope, you gave 0 details. You want to know why she gave 0 details, Sutton? Because she gave them all to the press. And then she sprinkled in a few lies for a little razzle dazzle. What happened to you talking about the homophobic slurs or the racial slurs? What happened to that? Now all of a sudden it was just, oh, Dorit's a dummy and, Crystal should be fired. Rena, one thing about a lie is that when you tell one, you have to keep up with it. Because you tell one lie, then you have to tell another, then you have to tell another, then you have to tell another to keep up with the initial lie. So I'm not buying nothing you saying, honey. I'm not buying nothing you selling. Moving forward. So she's like, I'm protecting you, Kyle. Girl, please. So Erikah goes, I don't know what happened, but I hope that Rena does tell exactly what happened. I'm sure you do. So Crystal tries to tell Rena, that it's bigger than them. It's their family's legacy. So Erikah said, well, for a year and a half, I've been pummeled. But did you not earn that with your lies, fables, and your stank attitude? I'm confused. You earned the pummelization of it all. So what are you even saying? So Kyle was like, so that's why you want Kathy called out? She goes, yes. Yes, it is. Okay, Kyle, there you have it. She told you straight up, I want your sister to be called out. Don't let her get by with it, honey. She's telling you. So Kyle goes, so you're only punishing me. Erikah said, no, let's just be very clear. Your sister is punishing you. Wow. So Kyle gets up to go, honey. Here go Dorit. Kai. Girl, since when did she become Kai? And why are you shortening an already short name? Child, that's just lazy. Honey, not Kai. Oh, child, I'm done. So Dorit and Kyle, they're talking, right? And Kyle is like, well, do you think it's weird every detail at every event is leaked to the press? So Dorit was like, yeah, it's very weird. So Kyle said, I was told that the leak was in this group. Of course it is. She's like, someone wants my sister to look bad so they don't look so bad. Tell us you're talking about Erikah Jane without telling us you're talking about Erikah Jane. Because you definitely talking about Erikah Jane. So they're leaving and Kyle is telling, Faye about the leaks and, how there were lawyers involved. So Dorit was like, well, just ask them. So Sutton said, oh my gosh, child, let me just ask. Sutton, now I appreciate you being straight up and forward, honey, but don't get involved in this mess because somehow this will be all your fault come reunion. Kyle needs to learn to speak up for herself. Ask them. Don't tell it to Faye. She's not a part of this cast. Tell it to them. So she goes up, Sutton that is, and she asks if either Erikah Jane or Rena leaked things to the press. Here go Erikah. No, I don't know how to do that. I'm sure you don't. Kyle, why are you acting all scared, girl? Say it to him. So she tells Erikah, it was your publicist. Okay, Kyle. Excuse me. I stand corrected. Finally. Don't let them get away with it. So Erikah goes, my publicist? Yeah, you're a publicist. So then we find out that Kathy investigated and found out who it was. Baby, Kathy said, I ain't none of them. Y'all ain't gonna do what y'all want to do with me and my reputation. I don't play that. I know that's right, honey. It's Kathy the Hilton. So Erikah tells her, she's like, show me what you have. You already know what she has because you told the publicist. So stop playing crazy, Erikah. So then Rena pipes up talking about, well, I talked to my own publicist today about things that were said about me. Quit lying, girl. Tell them what your publicist said about Kathy and her cease and desist. Tell them what was said the same way you did when you were in the car with Erikah. So Kyle is like, well, I haven't gotten any calls. I don't have a publicist, but I haven't gotten any calls. So Erikah said, well, me and Nikki share a publicist, so I don't think that he would actually do that. She feels like Kyle flipped it on her because she's afraid of Kathy. Well, truth be told, Kyle is afraid of her own shadow. Her anxiety is on 1,000 at all times because Rena is carrying this bone and disguising it as protecting her, all while tearing her up and tearing her whole family down. You know what? The quickest way for Kyle to shut them down is to say, listen, no matter what y'all got to say, I'm going to stand with my sister. Simple as that. That's all you have to say and the conversation is over. And then escort them after you get the diamonds, child, because they can't be trusted. Escort them right on out. That's just that on that. So Rena said, well, people are watching and listening to us at all times. Girl gone. So Kyle tells them that there was a play-by-play of everything that happened at Erikah's hair event. She's like, okay, well, why wasn't it printed? Okay, why wasn't it? Erikah loves to cross-examine the witness. She been in the court and whatnot. Oh, child. So now her and Rena are tag teaming Kyle. And they're like, well, have you read it in the press? I haven't read it in the press. Who said it? Yeah, who said it? So they going back and forth and back. Kyle was like, listen, they're giving 1,000,001 excuses, but I know that it came from that camp. I was told that. It did come from that camp, and they both know it. I would bet Rena is the one behind it all if we really want to be real. So Erikah is like, well, what would I gain from this? Like, the people suing me, they don't give a about Kathy Hilton. We know the victims want their money, but what you gain is a moment to breathe. So the focus is on somebody else and you don't have to carry through the entire season. Stop playing dumb and stop playing in our faces. So Rena is like, This is a dangerous game. Girl, shut up and return those diamonds on the way out the door. Moving forward. So Erikah goes, I'm sure a lot of people don't like Kathy. Here go Faye in the back. What? No, she's an amazing girl. I know that's right, honey. Faye, get them together. So Garcelle goes, I mean, it seems like somebody wants to take Kathy down, but why would they want to take her down? Here go Rena. I'm not here to take Kathy Hilton down. She'll take herself down. Here go Faye again, honey. No, she won't. Finally, Faye with something smart. Kyle, this is how you defend your sister. Faye, come on up to the front, honey, because we need a mouthpiece for Kyle. Girl, speak up. Moving forward. Kyle said, okay, well, let's take the distraction off of Erikah Jane. This lady said, I love your sister, but she's not known well enough to take the distraction off of Erikah Jane. Nobody can. Oh, baby, Erikah said, I am the Beyonce of the group. Hilton who? Po thing. She's so delusional. Are you mixing those meds and those cocktails again? Girl, goodbye. So Kyle in the confessional, she said this isn't a competition, but if you want to play that game, Hilton trumps Girardi. I know that's right, but listen, Kyle, say it outside of the confessional. Now, I think Kyle feels safer in the confessional because she knows they'll see it back and she'll just deal with it at reunion. But sometimes you got to tell the heifers to their face. Moving forward. So Dorit taps Kyle because she's trying to get out of there and whatnot. And she gets up to give back her jewelry. So Erikah and Rena, they getting ready to leave, right? So as they're leaving, they're talking to each other, not knowing that Kyle is within earshot. So Rena goes, well, if it wasn't out there now, it will be. Kyle said, could it not be? Because it keeps being pushed. Erikah said, I'm not saying anything. I'm not. To be honest, let me just tell y'all. After Erikah turned around and said that to Kyle, I feel like this has Rena written all over it. She is the mole. Do I think it came from Erikah's camp? Absolutely. Do I think Rena told her publicist who told Erikah's publicist? Absolutely. Do I think Rena could have possibly told the publicist herself? Absolutely. I'm just saying, this I don't think Erikah was privy to. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Everyone knows everything because of Rena. That's what I truly feel. So Kyle was like, if I have to choose between my friends and my sister, I'm gonna have to choose my blood. And that was the end of the episode. And the updates read, Dorit is working to overcome her trauma from the home invasion. The robbers remain at large. Ask PK where they at. I'm sure he knows. For Crystal, she adopted a puppy and she's been seeing an eating disorder specialist to try to get things in order and take back her life. Diana Jenkins suffered another miscarriage, but she keeps trying and she keeps licking her lips. I added the last part. As for Sutton, she's still seeing Sanjit, but claims that they're just friends. Older ladies love to call a man their friend. You know, that's my friend. Girl, are y'all having the sexuals? Or he a little bit more than friends, child? I'm not about to play with you. Moving forward. As for Garcelle, her memoir came out in April to strong reviews, except from Erikah, because it's in the trash. In the car, the evil stepsisters are like, I told you they were going to try to blame us. Girl, anyway. So then Erikah, her update reads, she received good news when a judge in one of the lawsuits ruled she had no knowledge of Tom's alleged crimes. She's still trying to win back her $1.3 million earrings. As for Rena, Lisa and her family traveled to Oregon to honor Lois in a private ceremony. Side note, how is Lisa back in the earrings from the event on the way home at the end of the event when she walked out without them on? Production, get it together, honey. This car scene must be from when they arrived and not from when they left. I don't know, it was some voiceovers happening. Y'all pay attention. Kyle's update reads, she has only seen Kathy a few times since her apology. And she has no idea if Kathy or her family are going to attend Farrah's wedding. That is sad. That is really sad. Kyle, if you get back on this scene next season and allow Rena back in your space and the dynamics have not shifted and you don't realize who the winning team is, then whatever you get what you get and you don't pitch a fit. And that was the end of the season. Child, y'all meet me back for the reunion. Baby, that reunion trailer gave what needed to be gave. When I tell y'all I have watched that reunion trailer at least 15 times. At least 15. Baby, that was some good stuff to me. And I can't wait for us to get together and discuss it. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs.